Hey everybody, long time no see. What's going on? My name is Trey, and welcome to the Tennessee Antkeeper YouTube channel. So, I brought my colonies out a few months ago from diapause, and I figured I would go ahead and bring you guys this update video. It's been about a month since I brought them out of diapause. I wanted to make sure everybody was doing good, there weren't a whole lot of casualties and stuff. And, everybody survived. There were a couple of dead workers, which was to be expected. I imagine they were like the nanitics and stuff. But I just wanted to bring you guys this video today to show all the colonies and show off how they're doing. Don't mind the Formica here at the start. Their nest is incredibly gross. For some reason, they take the trash and they will just put it at the bottom of the nest near all the humidity tanks, the little Tar Heel ants water reservoirs that are in the nest. So I really don't know how to clean it out while the ants are in there. If somebody knows a good way, please let me know. I've tried to clean it out before, and honestly, the ants just climb out of the glass. And with a colony this size, it's bad. I don't want to kill any of the ants or suck them up, in a vacuum. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right? Anyways, I brought them out of diapause, and I wanted to bring this video showing them off. But I also wanted to go on ahead and try something new that I haven't tried before, which is feeding them a new type of food for sugars, like a new sugary food. Yeah. I wanted to go ahead and try to feed them Jello, and now I know some people say that Jello has worked really well for their colonies. You could use the little jelly cups that you can buy on like Ant Shack. It's got protein in it, but I wanted to try the Jello you can buy like at Walmart or any store. So I went and got some strawberry Jello, and I went ahead and tried to put that in their outworlds to try to feed them. And in this video, I wanted to kind of show the results of that after I showed how the colonies did after diapause. The Camponotus outworld, it's incredibly gross. It's hard to clean it up because these ants have become so aggressive anytime I try to clean it out that they either escape or they're climbing up my little forceps, my tweezers that I used to pick out all the larger pieces of trash. So I'm going to let you guys see all my colonies right now. This is the Camponotus americanus, and I'll catch back up with you guys here in a minute. So at this part of the video, I tried to switch it up a little bit and do something new. For the ants, for me feeding them Jello, I wanted to go ahead and try to make them something online with my 3D printing software so I could put the Jello in. So I tried to be funny, you know, with it a little bit, tried to have some fun. Let me know what you guys think of that in the comments if you want more like little goofy clips. But yeah, so I tried to do something fun. I went ahead and tried to 3D print some little feeding dishes. Lo and behold, they did not turn out the way that I wanted them to. They have huge holes on the side because I was using Tinkercad instead of Autodesk. So I was trying to make something quick. I've never used Tinkercad before. So, you know, switching from Autodesk to that, it made it very difficult. And Tinkercad's a super easy software. Like, don't sit here and say, like, you know, I don't know what I'm doing. I do, but like I said, I want it to be quick, and Autodesk I'm very quick with, where Tinkercad, never used it before. So yeah, I'm not trying to defend myself in that sense, but, you know, again, trying to be quick about it. New software, yes. So the little cups that I made have little holes on each side of them, which is kind of funny, but it works out later on. So, yeah, which is pretty cool. So yeah, take that, you meanies who are making fun of me in the comments. I see you all. I know you're making fun of me. I know you had something typed up. Yeah. But yeah, so here's the cool part. I show my 3D printer doing his little thing. I stopped the print about halfway through because I was tired of waiting, and here's the Jello plug. Yep, this is me showing off the fact that I was going to use Jello. I had a huge thing lined up and I had a whole script written, and I was like, you know what? I enjoy winging these videos and the voiceovers, so I decided to cut all of it and do it from here. And I forgot that I put this part of the video in. So there's that. But I'm gonna catch up with you guys after the print is done. Look at me. I'm actually trying to edit here. It's pretty cool. I enjoy it. We'll see you guys whenever I present the Jello to each of the colonies. We'll be back momentarily. Welcome back, guys. We're here with my Pocono Mermex colony. I don't believe I've showed this colony off on the channel, but before I had a lot of green seeds in there. They were Kentucky bluegrass seeds, I think is what they were called. So if you see a little bit of greenery in there, that's all that is. I took those out, got some dandelion seeds, did the quick switcheroony on them, and there we are. So I put the Jello in there. Here is my Camponotus americanus colony. I went ahead and put the little Jello cup inside of their big feeding dish because I didn't want to get the surrounding area all messed up. With the Pocono Mermex, I wasn't too worried about it because I don't see them eating the Jello at all. So, you know, I just set it in there. And here we have the Camponotus decipiennes. I believe that's how you say it. I still have no idea how you say that. I took the liquid feeder out of there because it was leaking out of the side. I imagine that's because I left this in the fridge by accident with the colony, and maybe the plastic cracked, or maybe just something got, you know, messed up in there. Maybe the liquid kind of caramelized in there and messed on the... Anyways, I don't know what happened. So, like the previous colony, I put the little Jello on the Jello cup on the bigger feeding dish because, again, I don't want to have that big of a mess if I can help from it. Here is the Lasius americanus. They are in the Tar Heel Ants Mini Hearth Extra Large, for those of you wondering where I got this nest. I've had some people ask, and that's where I got it. Ignore the droopy flue on the right side of the nest. We don't talk about that on the outside of the outworld. We don't talk about that. But I went ahead and put the jello in there, and here is the Camponotus pennsylvanicus. Now these guys were a little tough because they all swarmed the top if you're not careful, so I tried to be quick about it. I tried to get a little bit of jello and put it down there on top of the feeding dish that is currently got gravel all over the top of it, because this ant colony for some reason puts their trash on their food dish instead of wanting their food on it. But I tried to get a little bit of the trash up in this video. I couldn't get all of it, so I said, you know what, I'm gonna do something very bold with a capital B. I went ahead and grabbed another feeding dish and I just scooped a whole thing of jello on that. You'll see that here in a minute. But I think that worked out a lot better. It was a lot easier to put in the outworld, and lo and behold, I don't even know how the ants reacted to it, really. At this point, I don't know how they reacted, so we'll have to see later on in the video. Do you see the massive thing of jello there to the right of the screen? It was massive. I put a whole lot of jello on that little feeding dish. It's pretty cool watching these ants whenever I give them something to eat, because they almost immediately go to attacking it, and I really love their aggressive behavior. You wouldn't expect that, at least I don't, from Camponotus pennsylvanicus. So to me, seeing that, it was pretty cool. So the Formica, as you can see, they just kind of live in the outworld now. They are never hardly in the nest. So it's about time to upgrade their nest, I believe, or at least the outworld, to go ahead and get a new outworld put in there, so that way they have a little more breathing room, a little more space to run around. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any recommendations on outworlds, because I would love to hear your guys' feedback on that. Maybe I can give it a good review too. But here I tried to show one of the Formica. They had a cluster of eggs. Formica, I believe, are one of the only ant species that I know of, that will bring their eggs and larvae up to the surface where it's warmer, so that way the babies can develop faster, which is pretty cool. So here I struggled a little bit to try to figure out what I wanted to do. I was like, do I need to clean up a little bit? Because this colony, they're incredibly disgusting. You can see in the outworld there, like dirt and all kinds of yucky stuff has just kind of made its way through the substrate on the top and in between the acrylic, which is not good, but they did this to their last nest, and so it's to be expected with this one. So I got the jello prepared. I kind of did the same thing I did before, but instead of taking the jello cup out, but instead of taking the feeding dish out and putting the jello on that, I went ahead and just, shoved the jello in there. And actually, I go ahead and I put 2 little things of jello in there instead of just the one. I didn't know if this colony would enjoy it, so I was like, you know what, we'll go ahead and put more just to play it safe. So I put another one in there, and as you can see, they did not know what in the world was going on. They're like, what is this? You can see one ant trying to pretend to sting it and spray formic acid on it, which is kind of funny. So we are at the next day. that previous slide of the little honey in that little Ants Canada portal was my Solenopsis colony. But none of the ants showed any interest in the Jello at all. Whenever it came to eating it, I would check back with them every hour. This is about 13 hours after I fed them the Jello. And they didn't really care for it. They honestly just used it for trash. So, yeah, I learned that my colonies don't really care for Jello. They will use it as a trash can. So that's pretty cool. Never feeding them Jello again. Even the Pocono Myrmex, they put like the seeds on the Jello to, like, I guess cover it up. I don't know what they were doing, if they had a plan there, but it's very insulting, honestly, is what it is. I went out of my way to make them some Jello, and they didn't even like it. Here's the Camponotus despiennes. They kind of showed some more interest in it. They were climbing over it a lot more during the time of when I put the Jello in there to now. And same with the Americanus here. I tried to get a good angle, but my nests are disgusting. The outworlds are anyways. So it's very hard to see. But one was showing a lot of interest the following day in this Jello. And I think I scared her, but she was, I think, trying to figure out what it was and trying to eat it before I started recording. But yeah, so this experiment, I would say, kind of a bust. It was really fun to do though, and my room smelled like strawberry Jello, which was pretty cool. I just hate Jello. That's the thing, I just hate it. So, lesson learned, don't feed my ants Jello. And with that, guys, I want to say thank you so much for watching this video all the way through and joining me through this. And I appreciate each and every one of you and everything you guys do. Don't forget that nuptial flights are happening now in some states, in some other parts of the country, I'm sure. But I know in some states that Camponotus are flying right now. I've been seeing a lot of posts on it on some ant forums. So make sure you're out and you're looking and you're being safe about it. And yeah, make sure to be safe. That's the best thing you can do while looking for bugs. Anyways, guys, my name is Trey. Thank you for watching this episode, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.